where they've done like should we bring her in? Let's bring in Dee.
Yes, let's bring her in, yeah.
Where you do the, do I need to bring her in?
I'll bring her in. Okay. There we go. There she is.
Hi, Dee.
Bring her in.
Let's bring her in and hear what you have to say about AKB. Yeah. And Katrine Berger. And but then goes to sleep on the near post for the Bon Mati goal. But I don't think that takes anything away from her outstanding
you're trying to, aren't you,
performance.
You're trying to rain in her parade there.
No, I'm just giving people the full picture. But my favorite thing in sports now is where you get, like, you've seen it with Chloe Kelly and her celebration, like, and then on the corner flag, like kind of cool as ice. And they compare it to like a famous portrait or a famous painting. And it's like sports as art. So they did the AKB where she's reaching back and it's compared to some sort of famous portrait. I really love that.
The Scream?
No.
That's the only famous painting that I know.
Really? Just the one. You know the one painting.
I know the Mona Lisa as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and I remember studying Kandinsky in school and thinking, what a load of crap that is. Jesus. That guy's famous? Sorry. All these angles and triangles and stuff, like, come on. Anyway, sorry. We're not here to talk about art. Although we kind of are. Diana Matheson joins us. Her official title is The Big Cheese. Or what is it, Dubs? Le Grand Fromage?
Yeah, Le Grand Fromage.
No,
yes.
That's the official.
It's not that?
I thought it was your business card. I'm pretty sure it says that.
We don't. We actually don't have business cards, so it would if I had some.
You're Diana Matheson. You don't need a business card.
Yeah, it's just this.
Yeah, that's right. It's me.
Yeah.
Right here. Diana, thanks for joining us once again. It was a newsy week for NSL. You've announced that you'll be having your first final and a neutral venue in Toronto. I love the neutral venue personally. Great idea. Can you tell me the thought process? Because that's kind of non-North American-y in sports.
I guess depends what sport you're looking at. I mean, the main driver in this one was kind of two things. One, we almost had no choice. The venue constraints in this country. We don't have enough soccer stadiums. We're all sharing venues. For our clubs to find enough season dates for regular season was hard enough. And actually, I'm pretty sure it was the case where our clubs couldn't even guarantee they would have availability in stadiums at that time of year. So there was a little bit of we weren't sure the top seed. If we went the route of the top seeded team getting to host the final, we weren't actually sure the top seeded team would be able to host the final. So such is the very real infrastructure constraints in this country, which we want to be a part of the solution on. But on the flip side, we were always looking at this neutral site venue as well. It's like the Grey Cup. NWSL holds a neutral site venue, Super Bowl. What it does is it just gives us way, way more time to plan. Instead of only having a week or two to put together your final, or having, 4 concurrent plans to plan out a final weekend, which as a startup, we were not excited to do. We rather have 6 months to a year to plan a larger event around this neutral site. Unlike WNBA and unlike the PWHL, we're the only women's sport in Canada that has a single game final that is guaranteed to be in Canada every year. And so we're looking at this and saying, well, we want to build this up to be, the women's sport equivalent of the Grey Cup. Fans travel from all over the country to go to the Grey Cup every year. There's a whole event around it for multiple days. And that's what we want to do with this event. So Toronto will be year 1. Like everything in the league, we're building this one from scratch. So we're going to do our best to build this up into as big an event as we can from day one in Toronto. We're hoping fans travel. We're hoping fans bring their own identity from each club. We know what the women's sport community is like. I think it'll be a great opportunity for supporter groups from across the country to mingle, to go to different events on the day, and then, have a fantastic game on BMO Field on the 15th of November.
And in the announcement, Dee, it was announced that it was going to be like this festival, like atmosphere around the neutral venue. And I think the Changemaker Summit is the name of it, right? That will be taking place in the lead up. And you have always talked about the importance and the priority that you've put on nourishing the ecosystem. So obviously you said your hand was forced a little bit into this neutral site venue, but it also allows you to do what you've always talked about, which is really build up the off the pitch.
Yeah, and I think it fits too in the league has very much had the I don't know, ambition of go big or go home, and it's only going to work if we go big. And I think that's what neutral site does. So yeah, we've got sponsorship X, we've got that event going on the days leading up to the final. So we've got the business of sports side going. Our clubs are looking at all hosting events in and around the final. And we're looking to have as many activations as we can around this final from partners, different things. So that'll be announced closer too, but lots of things for fans to do and see and meet other women's soccer supporters from across the country. And yeah, all folks from all of our clubs will be in here. Anastasia and I have been kind of wrestling with the idea of kind of just doing an informal, I don't know if it's formal or not, because I don't think we have budget for this, so it might just be like doing it side of desk, friends and family like trivia night, where we just I always just kind of wanted to be like a trivia master and do that, so we're thinking about that.
Just for you then,
if you
basically,
have a
right?
business card, it would say trivia master.
Yeah. So we have no budget and currently no venue or anything. So if anyone in Toronto hears this and would like to host us in a space and help me plan it, that would be great. But so that's, one thing we might do or not, depending if we get
that would be the first time ever. And grand finale week that a major league
trivia,
trivia night.
Friends and family,
Yeah,
I love it.
That's great. But it wouldn't just be football trivia, just trivia in general.
No, it would not just be football trivia. I think it would be everything from obviously some football trivia, NSL. I think it would be Canadian women's sport. I think it would just be about Canada. I think there'd be some Canadian trivia in there. I think there'd be some like 90s pop culture trivia in there.
Yeah.
I think Anastasia's doing it with me, so probably like some music trivia and maybe some Buffy the Vampire Slayer trivia. It's going to be and I really like the sections where there's like a theme in the section and you have to figure it out. So there would be at least one of those.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
We could have like a Footy prime team.
Great.
Can we have a Footy prime team?
Yes.
Yeah, you could, yeah.
I mean, we wouldn't do very well, but we'd
be there. We'd be fun.
Idea.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
It'd be like a Canadian heritage moment thing too. Like guess, give little hints and then you'd have to guess which one it was. Like the Dr. Penfield, I smell burnt toast, etc.
Yes.
We're building this as we talk.
We're planning. This is the first
I know.
This is great.
It could almost be like a fundraiser too. You get people to buy tables. I mean, there's your budget.
Yeah, no, there would be you'd have to buy a table. It wouldn't be expensive, but again, since I don't have a budget, you're buying your own table.
Would the bedazzled ball make it, Dee? Would the bedazzled ball? So I want to loop back to the traveling fans coming to this neutral venue, coming to BMO Field. Yeah. So Sharms, do you know all about the bedazzled ball?
Craig?
No, not Craig's ball.
Craig? Okay,
this is a special NSL bedazzled ball.
I do, but refresh my memory because we discussed it before.
So Dee, as the founder and chief growth officer and also chief trivia master, traveled all around to the 6 clubs, those 6 markets with the bedazzled ball and took part in their home inaugural match. Right. So Dee was present for all of those, and the bedazzled ball traveled
I held it
with Diana. You did?
I did at the after party of AFC Toronto's first.
And that's actually the last I've seen it.
Oh shit.
No, just
Sorry.
kidding.
Okay, but
from my ceiling.
When you were in each of these unique markets, which now have had the chance to develop their own unique fandom, like what stood out to you there at each of those markets? You don't have to go through all of them, but like, do you hope to see that difference when all of those fans converge, hopefully, on November 15th in Toronto?
Yeah, I wouldn't it? Yeah, I can just picture it, having the different sections in stadium where you can visibly see the supporters groups from our 6 founding clubs in stadium. I think that would be so cool. You know what? that was opening game, so it was early days. And obviously I'm in Toronto, so I've been to a few more Toronto games than the other clubs so far, and I'm going to get back to all the other clubs at least once more time this season. But to see how the supporters, the environment has even evolved since those opening games is amazing. Like the new songs they're coming up with every week. So you know what? I've got to get back and see what they're all doing in stadium right now and what it looks like. But yeah, a little bit, different instruments, different songs, different mix of flags, etc. So everyone's putting their own spin on it. I heard there was a tailgate not too long ago when Vancouver was playing Calgary at Calgary, and the supporter groups came together in the tailgate, and they were all hanging out. So that community part of it, I feel like is the really cool, like, football, but also women's sport part. Like, we're in it, and we're gonna make lots of noise, and maybe some of our songs are positive, maybe some are mean, not as mean as men's football. But we're gonna tailgate, and we would love to meet you and like hear about how it's going with your group and what's going well and what's not, and like let's just get to know some new friends. There's that community for sure happening too, and I think the final can offer an opportunity for not just that two teams meeting up, but multiple supporters groups meeting up, and I think that's pretty cool. And you know, it's hard to make new friends as an adult, and I think this is a good opportunity to do that.
Now, the reality is that in these neutral venue finals, it is great if the home team happens to be there. It just drives the energy of the city. Now, the way AFC Toronto is playing right now, that it looks pretty possible. Likely, let's not go that far just yet, but they're playing really well. They're a good team. They could well be there, which wouldn't be a bad thing at all. Is there a concern though about the crowd at this point? If say the home team isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, that is the risk. You said it with a neutral site team. If Toronto is in the final, it's a lot easier. And if Toronto is not in the final, it's harder because you're selling, you know, none of the home team fans have their home team in that final. And as you guys know, this league from the beginning was designed to have really strong competitive balance. And I think at this point, any four teams could be in the final. And even if Toronto was to remain top of the table in playoffs, there's no guarantee through two legs that they're then going to make the final. But I said it earlier, the attitude of this league has been go big or go home. And this first year is about more than just soccer. It's about history. It's about building women's sport. It's about bringing in football fans across the country, but also bringing in a whole bunch of new fans, which we know women's soccer does. It brings in new fans to the game that care about more than just the soccer. They care about what this stands for and what it means and what opportunities it's creating for their daughters or themselves or their niece or their cousin that works in broadcasting, whatever it is. They care about that stuff. And I think the chance to come to this first final is only going to happen once. So I think it's going to be a memorable thing. I've heard through the grapevine we're doing commemorative pins. So also, pin collector community, this message is for you. We're going to have collectible pins, which I love. I was always,
what a community that must be.
Yes, you do.
That was for me.
Those parties must be great.
Yes. Those are legit. Like, those Olympic pin collectors are serious. And now this is going to be a year one pin. I'm going to assume we're going to do it every year. And so you're only going to have one chance to get this collector's pin in year one. So there we go. A whole other group of people will now be drawn into women's sports because we're having a pin. I'm pretty sure.
You should think about seat cushions too.
Seat cushions?
Yeah. Because remember the TFC's inaugural match, that iconic imagery of all the seat cushions being flung on the field. It went global, right? It would at least get some press around the world.
Well, that's been done. We need to come up maybe with the next thing that can very easily be thrown on the field.
That'd be
badazzled balls.
Badazzled balls, yeah. No, they're too
flash though.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, before we let you go, Didi, just shifting gears slightly, the NSL transfer window opened on Sunday, on July 20th. So you talked about the parity, and obviously that's what we've seen. We've AFC Toronto's at the top of the table. Montreal came into York Lions Stadium and they upset them. We've seen teams have success away. Like, there's been lots of great narratives and storytelling already, but teams have gaps. Teams are going to be wanting to make a splash and kind of shift the balance for what we've seen so far through the first half. So are there big announcements coming? We've seen departures as well. We've seen new acquisitions. So what team do you think is going to make the biggest splash this window?
Good question. And I have no juicy gossip for you here. I know there's sorry. I know there's conversations being had behind the scenes. Some teams, like you said, have gaps in targets they want to fill. I know some teams are comfortable with their roster and like how it's looking to develop through the end of the year. So each team obviously has its own priorities and own strategy, but yes, I'm sure there's going to be a few announcements before the window closes.
One more for you. Me and Naomi were talking about the MLS All-Star Game before you joined us and how neither one of us watched it. I'm so happy that you aren't doing one this year. Are there plans in the future for an All-Star Game?
All-Star Games, yeah. All-Star Games are tough. Like the North American sport things that I feel like don't really work. Drafts, like in the future, perhaps we can build out a U Sport draft, but drafts in general are a challenge because it is a free market. You can't draft people. And all-star games in soccer are tough. And it's like the biggest issue in world football now is the calendar and trying to, have the fight over dates in the calendar and how many games we have and fitting them in. And adding in certainly an all-star game with no sporting consequence in the game of soccer, which is physically very hard. And end of season players are probably a bit over it. That's a tough sell. I think if in the future, like we're open to suggestions, if there was creative, innovative, fun things we could do, and love to build this out, with player input too. What are things they would actually want to take part in? Because also if the players aren't in the final, they want to go home, but it would be fun to do something around the final. I don't know, 5v5, 7v7. Maybe it's an alumni and celebrity game. Maybe
that would be good. That's a great idea.
It's just me and Amy putting on the boots.
Yeah. No, you know what? That'd be a great idea.
An all-star trivia night.
An all-star. It's a mix. It's 5 minutes of 5v5 followed by 5 minutes of trivia, and then we alternate. Is this no? That's not gonna work.
Whistle blows. They bring out the tables and chairs and the pitch. And
it comes on and off the pitch. Yeah,
that's not a bad idea. It's better than a freaking all-star game.
Yeah, no, I know. So all-star game. I would think that would be tough to get player buy-in to schedule it, to make it commercially viable. It seems tough. So again, I think if there's any innovative solutions out there, if the fan base is crying out for something, let us know. And we'll try and build it if we think it's a good idea.
Alumni game would be I bet that would do really well, even as in the build up to the final. Even come early, a couple of hours early, if the pitch can take it, which I'm sure it can nowadays. You have an alumni match. You got you guys out there. It would do so well.
I think if we got, we get Sink wouldn't play yet. We'll let her ref. Sink just retired.
Why would she play?
I feel like when you just I don't know, we can ask her, but at least we'll get Sink. I think Sink would enjoy reffing, and she would tackle us the whole time.
I think you're right.
Yeah, we get Rian, we get Rob, we get Charmaine up here. We get oh my gosh, like Tank, Kaylin Kyle, so many people. Get Christina Kiss. I definitely think there'd be like 3 or 4 injuries. You'd have to sign a waiver before participating.
For sure you would, yeah, absolutely. You could get quite nasty, actually. I bet you.
No one would want to play in goal, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I don't think it would get nasty.
No,
I think it's kind of what Dee's talking about. Like Sink, maybe more reluctant to play or less likely to play because she only just retired. Like you wait a little bit of time. Like the competitive spirit's still there, but like nobody's looking to hurt anybody. You're just looking to pass the ball around and have fun.
We're not fit enough to be dirty, I don't think.
No, Canadian alumni against US alumni. That would sell some freaking tickets. That would get nasty. I know.
I'd hurt myself for sure in that case.
Yeah.
Try too hard and my body would go, nope, you can't do that.
Not doing that.
Yeah.
Doesn't that suck? I know. Yeah. Diana, listen, as always, thanks so much. And congratulations on this great inaugural season. And we look forward to the stretch run and leading up to the November 15th final at BMO Field. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, it should be a good run. Like those 4 playoff spots, I think it's going to be a question who all 4 are going to be till late in the season. And then, like we said, we're doing the home and away semifinal format. So we'll see how that goes. I think a two-leg game's always fun. Mm-hmm. And then, we'll see you guys on the 15th of November.
We'll be there. Absolutely. Thanks so much. Enjoyed it.
Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks, Le Grand Fromage.
Oh, let's go! Booty, booty. It's time to get